What's up, YouTubers? My name is DLunderberg28 or Drew, and I make Call of Duty videos. This is going to be the first installment of a series I'm going to post on this channel called How to Win with Randoms, or How to Do Well with Randoms. The thing with Call of Duty is that it's almost impossible to play in a full party all the time. It doesn't matter how full your friends list is. There's always going to be times where you're playing alone, or you don't have a full party together. And it's frustrating from time to time having to deal with bad teammates. Not every game I get matched up with, terrible teammates that look like they've never used a controller before. But more times than not, there are going to be random teammates on your team that aren't pulling their weight. And if you follow some of the tips that I give you in this series, you're going to be able to at least win or turn them into serviceable players. And, it just makes having fun a lot easier when, you're not constantly dealing with an enemy swarm or constantly losing because somebody on your team isn't pulling their weight. So in this game I go 44-7, I believe, in 6v6 kill confirmed. I'm playing with one friend, Major Pain. And, the most important part of this is the score streak setup we're running. So the key to episode 1 and the key, honestly the biggest tip I can give you guys is the score streak setup I'm running right now. So obviously in the bottom right hand corner you can see them. I'm running UAV, counter UAV, and orbital VSAT. So the UAV is kind of like a guide. There are obviously stealth perks like ghosts that block you from showing up on the UAV all the time. And the UAV doesn't constantly update. It's kind of good as like a guide, not really good at giving exact location. But the thing with having a constant guide up is that you know the general vicinity of where the enemy is. You don't know exactly where they are at all times, but you have a pretty good idea of where they're coming from. And you can kind of better set yourself up to win gunfights if you know the general vicinity of the enemy. The next one is the counter UAV, and honestly I think the counter UAV is one of the most underrated score streaks in the game. I only play core, so the minimap is, pretty important. Even when my team doesn't have a UAV up, I can still sort of guess at where the enemy is based on where my teammates are or are not. If my team is all on one side of the map, or they're all in, certain areas of the map, I know the spawns well enough that I can tell where the game is most likely going to spawn the enemy and where they should be coming from. And honestly, on top of just like it throws confusion into the mix for the enemy. They can't read their minimaps, but on top of that, if you use an unsilenced weapon, you're not constantly showing up as a red dot if the UAV is countered or if their minimap, is all scrambled. Not using a silencer kind of, it helps you in the fact that, silencers give you a pretty big range drop off in this game. But if you put up a counter UAV, the big downside to not having silencers is you show up as a constant red dot. But if you put up a counter UAV, then that, bad side effect is taken away. And obviously my last score streak is the orbital VSAT. The orbital VSAT, in my opinion, is the best score streak in this game. For 45 seconds, you know exactly where the enemy is at all times. Their exact location, their exact movement, what direction, and it's constantly updating. It's hard to win a gunfight when you know exactly where people are coming from. And honestly, it just can't be topped. Like this kid camping in the corner right there, knew exactly where he was. And even though he camped, aimed down sights at that doorway, I won that gunfight because I came around the corner prepared for that. And you really just can't top that as a score streak. So, that's how these score streaks personally help me. But what you have to realize in playing a team game is that every positive effect that these score streaks have just on me personally, they also have for my entire team. So the UAV helps my team know where people are coming from. The counter UAV helps them stay hidden. The orbital VSAT tells them exactly where they are. And the thing is, when you don't have great teammates, these little boosts and this, little help can turn even the worst player into a serviceable teammate. And that's kind of what this is all about. I wasn't a big fan of support in Modern Warfare 3, but the one thing that it did is, it gave people a purpose. It let them contribute to the team, and it helped them support the team. So all these score streaks that, you can deem, support kill streaks, they help out the entire team. And that's kind of what this is all about, is that if you want to win and you want to do well, you have to do your best to make your teammates as good as possible, and you have to use them effectively. In kill confirmed, it's 100 tags to win. So everybody needs to pick up 16 tags, about 16, 17 tags. And obviously you're not going to get that from every teammate, but if you give them the best tools possible and you help them the best way you can, they're littlest contribution is going to help out. Again, I said in this game I go 44-7. I have a 15 gun streak at one point and a 21 gun streak at another point. And I pick up like 30 tags. My teammate Tom picks up, I think he picks up like 23 tags this game or something like that. So that's half the tags between two of us. So between us cutting out a huge chunk of the objective needed to win, and us constantly putting up these supportive kill streaks, these teammates, what they need to do to help me win, their role is minimized, and I'm not relying on my teammates to win. Instead, I'm doing the best I can to win and giving them great tools in the process. And that's what winning with random teammates and doing well yourself is all about. So these score streaks, they help you win gunfights. You win a lot of gunfights, you put up a good score. You know, if you know where the enemy is, you're not going to die a lot, you're not going to get flanked. But again, you're also going to get the most out of your teammates by giving them constant surveillance on the enemy and allowing them to make mistakes by having the counter UAV up. You're not expecting... You can't expect a ton out of random teammates. Obviously, you know, if a random teammate does well, then that's great. Then they surprised you. But you really can't expect anything out of them. And all you can do is put them in the best situation, or put yourself in the best situation possible to win, which also puts them in the best situation possible to do well. It's hard to lose a gunfight when you know their exact location. And I think that, you know, this score streak setup, I was not a fan of it. You know, I was a big kill whore. I run Lodestar Dog Swarm from time to time. I love putting up those huge kill games. But the thing with that is I would get one set of Lodestar Dog Swarm and get, you know, 60 kills, but my team would get blown out because I'd have some kid going 0-20 at the bottom of my team. And it pissed me off for the longest time. I was always like, what the fuck? Like, I'm doing all this work and just not getting anything out of it. But the more I run non-lethals, the more I realize is that, you know, yeah, I don't get the most kills possible because I have to get them all with my gun. So, you know, I don't have a Lodestar Dogs or Swarm doing all the work for me, getting me 40 kills. But at the same time, I get a lot more help from my teammates. You know, there's a lot of situations here where there should have been a kid who was coming to flank me, but because my teammate knew exactly where they were coming from, he killed them, thus saving me a death, and then he got the tag that added to the objective. It's kind of like a, you know, a never-ending chain here. You can expect more out of your teammates when you give them the tools to do well. And these score streaks are that exact thing. They are the tools for your teammates to do well. So don't expect your teammates to do everything, but, you know, if you give them constant surveillance, there's a much better chance that they're going to be able to help you out. And I think that's the most important lesson that you can take from episode 1, is that if you run these support kill streaks, not only are you helping yourself out and you're helping yourself have a better game, but you're also helping out teammates. And I think that that's the most important lesson to take from episode 1. Alright, so if you guys like my channel link is in the description, or you guys like my content, you guys want to check me out more, my channel link is in the description. But more importantly, stay tuned to this channel. I know there's a few directors here that are going to be posting up great content every day. And it's definitely something I look forward to being a part of, interacting with you guys, and also seeing what my fellow YouTubers can put up on a daily basis. Alright, so this has been Drew, and I'll talk to you guys later.